Nathan, happy Father's Day, my man.
Happy Father's Day, and happy Father's Day to everybody out there.
Exactly, happy Father's Day to you all. And today we're going to do a very special show, Nathan. We're going to do the top 10 best cars for Father's Day. And you picked 5, and I picked 5. But let's set the ground rules right now.
Absolutely.
First ground rule is these are cars for self-indulgent dads. Hey, let's face it, one day a year we get to be self-indulgent. So no Sienna minivans.
Nope.
That's not for that, as much as all you moms out there might want to convince us.
And dads, and some dads want to convince us as well. And no giant SUVs that really do nothing more than move people.
Yeah, it's a stand-in for a minivan.
Yeah.
All right, so we're picking very self-indulgent cars. Number 2, Nathan, these are vehicles that we've had to have driven.
Yes.
So they can't be something that are aspirational, right? Like any Ferrari. We haven't driven any Ferrari.
No, not in the past couple of years for me.
All right, not forever for me. So that means that manufacturers, like, let's pick one off the top of my head. Oh yeah, Subaru. Right? They have a WRX, they have an STI, which I actually might be interested in, but haven't driven it.
That's right. Other companies that haven't given us cars in the past, let's say year and a half, we can't put them on the list.
Yeah, I'd love to try like a new Lamborghini Huracan.
Yeah.
Haven't driven it.
Bummer.
All right, so you're going to pick top 5. I'm going to pick top 5. Let me start with my number 5 car, and we're going to tell you why. Remember, these are very self-indulgent cars. My number 5 car is a car I just drove. It's the brand new, not 2015, but 2016 Chevy Camaro.
Oh yeah, I remember that. Remember this, folks? That wasn't you. That was another. Yeah, okay. No.
That wasn't me. And the reason I picked that is because I'm really impressed by the fact that they made it smaller, they made it lighter, and they made it, we think, more sporty. Not just a car that you floor and go down a drag strip, but a car that actually go around a racetrack. And so having taken it around one lap around the Detroit Grand Prix course, I can tell you it's got a lot of promise to it. So yeah, I'm kind of jonesing for that one. Number 5 for you, sir.
Number 5 for me is the Jeep Grand Cherokee Overlander concept. Now I know it's a concept, but I got to drive it in Moab, Utah, and basically just take the Jeep Grand Cherokee, put a diesel in it and the air suspension, and then add to it. So technically speaking, you could build it, and it had a really cool roof thing too, which was awesome that you could sleep in. I think it's just such a cool vehicle, and it's something that I would totally want to buy, and I would love to drive during Father's Day.
Dude, I was jonesing for all of those concepts.
Yeah, they were really good. This is one of the best years ever for Jeep concepts.
All right, number 4 for me, and I just said the Camaro. What do you think number 4 is?
I'm guessing Pinto?
No, not the Pinto, but close. A bigger version of that, the Mustang. I love the Mustang. I love the fact that it's much sportier. It's much better looking, in my opinion, than the previous generation. We just need to get one Ford. We need to get a convertible.
we haven't had any Mustangs in the fleet in this entire area, so we're really dying to get our hands on some.
And I want my man to drive it. He should have the experience of Wyndon. Oh, never mind.
Oh, come on, I got hair. You blow the beard around.
All right, number 4, dude.
The Lexus RCF. Now, I know that some journalists say that it is too heavy and it is a GT car. I agree, it is a GT car. But it sounds great and it feels great. On the street, it is a fantastic car. Yeah, it's not a track car. It never should have been put on the track, honestly. But it's so much fun on the street, and it has so much presence, and I love the way it looks, and I'd love to drive something like that for Father's Day, just to pretend I'm successful.
All right, I'm going to disagree. I think it's a track car. I timed the fastest lap ever I've done on our test track in that car, and
really?
It just surprised me. Yeah, it really surprised me, and I thought the BMW X6M was going to be faster, and that was a handful, and because of all the electronic and driver aids, the RCF looked great and drove great.
Did you put your golf bags in the back of that? I'm just curious.
Yes, I put
my tennis racket was in the back of mine.
All right, number 3, and this one I really struggled with because I love the look of the car. I love the sound of the car, but I just don't fit in the car. It's the Jaguar F-Type, the R-Coupe.
That thing was fast.
Oh, it sounds phenomenal. It looks phenomenal, but there are some, from my point of view, critical flaws. So when I'm driving down the road, I'm always thinking, could I live with a car where the seat just constantly pokes me in the back?
Yeah, well, I drove it. I was more comfortable, but then again, I slouch. So.
Yeah. So Jaguar, make that car like, the Germans know how to do that. They make cars for big men, not just for svelte English.
Yeah.
Beetle-sized dudes.
Yeah,
Exactly. All right, what you got for number 3?
Number 3 for me is the BMW M4. It's a car that I struggled with because the performance it pulls your face off. It's so good. But because it had the dual clutch transmission and not the manual transmission, it sort of had a weird lag to it, and I actually got a speeding ticket driving that thing, partially because I was racing a Hyundai Accent. It's a long story. I know. Because it took so long to spool up, I was really angry, so I put my foot down, and a little Accent's pulling away, and finally it kicks in, and it turns into a rocket ship. But I think it looks great. I think it's very comfortable for a BMW M Series vehicle. And something about it is very masculine to me. It really, really strikes me as one of the most masculine vehicles, design-wise, that BMW has recently made.
My number 2 car is a lot more masculine. If we're talking masculine, this car is the kind of car where you walk into the room and you kind of go boom with your, you know what, and pound it on the table, and everybody knows you have the most masculine vehicle. What am I talking about, Nathan?
It's the same vehicle that actually I chose for the same thing, Challenger Hellcat.
Yeah, hell yeah, the Hellcat, because that car is, let's face it, it's not the most practical car.
Well,
it is useful, but it's not the most practical because it sucks gas like nobody's business, especially if you're into the supercharger.
Over 700 horsepower, what do you expect?
It also isn't the best in that lineup, I think. I think if you go with the model that's below it, right, the one with the 485 SRT engine, that's actually a much more balanced vehicle. The Hellcat has too much power; it basically overpowers the rear wheels. But dude, I love that hole in the in the headlight where the supercharger.
Can you hear the
air?
sucking in?
I love the fact that you can just boil the tires off of it in any gear. And I love the fact that you've got the biggest you-know-what in the world when you walk in the room with that.
But here's the important question. Manual or automatic for you?
Oh, manual.
Yes.
Yeah, all day long. Manual, even though it's a handful. But still, come on, manual. It's got to be a manual. Before we get to our number 1 cars, Nathan, I have to congratulate you. You just came back from, check this out, guys, from the longest trip we've done yet for Motor Mountain USA. This is what you're playing for. Look at these beautiful belt buckles. These things are silver, real silver.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. And you just went and did the entire Midwest. And, my man, you hiked 7 miles to get to a mountaintop. I was very impressed.
Yeah, and it wasn't an easy path either.
No, it was muddy and buggy and long and hot.
And I had to watch Emmy bouncing around like a little bunny or whatever, and I'm just sitting here struggling, trying to climb up, and she's turning around. Yeah, you guys are going to catch up. Yay! So gosh.
So be sure to check that out. Every Monday is Motor Mountain Monday.
Absolutely.
We're going to the 50 highest mountaintops in all 50 states, most places you can drive, obviously, in a Jeep Wrangler. And Nathan, you've done all states so far. How many have we done now?
Wow. We've done 17 states now.
Yeah,
17 states.
And it's a boatload of work, but it's a boatload of fun. All right, Ed, number 1 for you. What is it?
My number 1 is the Chevy Corvette. Now, our buddy Tommy, his son, wrote right next to it, 98 Jeep Wrangler YJ, just because he wanted to see what hairs I do have curl. No, it's the Chevy Corvette. I think that the Chevy Corvette is one of the best built American cars ever. I truly do.
Yeah, couldn't agree more.
The interior is so much better now. Yeah. The drivetrain, I mean, it's absolutely conquering supercars. It drives on the streets like a luxury car, yet when you fire it up and you hit a couple buttons, you will kill anything that's near you. It is an incredible car, and it's the best car I've driven in the past year.
And we'd love to recommend the Z06, but
we haven't had a Z06 yet.
We haven't driven it. Chevy, you listening?
Yeah, please, Chevy. Any Chevy at this point. Bring it here.
All right, my number 1 car, and I love this car because, well, I've been watching Silicon Valley. There's a scene in it where the guy talks about the kind of doors he wants in a car, right? Not doors that go like this, but doors that go like that or like this. And my car has doors that go like this. It's the BMW i8. I love that car. I love the fact that it's both an economy car, an electric car, and a sports car. You know, I could even live with the fact that it's a pain in the ass to get in and out of,
Yes.
but it ticks all my boxes, right? It's fuel efficient,
Yeah.
it's fast, it's sexy, and it's all-wheel drive for Colorado, so you could potentially drive it in the wintertime.
I gotta admit, BMW absolutely blew my mind when they built basically a concept car. I didn't think they were going to build it. I thought they were going to build something so much more mellow and watered down like most people do. And they built the concept car that they promised everybody. I'm really impressed with it too. However, Roman is correct. And with my stubby legs, I could barely get in and out of that car without, it's pretty awful.
So at $125,000, I don't think we're going to get it. But I'll tell you, Nathan, look, I got my Father's Day present. It's a brand new iWatch. I've been wearing it a couple of weeks now. My wife pre-ordered it, so it came early. So that was my Father's Day present. How about you? Have you gotten yours yet?
No, it's supposed to be barbecue. That's all I'm allowed to eat.
What kind of barbecue?
Ribs, big beef ribs. I don't do pork.
All right.
Beef ribs.
All right. Happy Father's Day to everybody out there, dads. And if you're lucky enough to have a Father's Day dream and you love one of these cars, I think you'll be very happy with all of these.
Happy Father's Day, guys. Thank you so much for your support. Keep watching because we'll keep making them.
Ciao.
Bye.